Meet Katie.
My major is advertising.
She's diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
I was born 13 weeks early. I was 2 pounds.
She came to MSU because of the accessibility of campus for students with disabilities.
The last college I went to, there was only one accessible restroom on campus.
Michael Hudson is director of the Resource Center for Persons with Disabilities, which serves a small population on campus.
We've registered about 3% of the students, slightly over 3.1%. 1,532 students worked with our office last year.
It advocates for accommodations for disabled students, especially those that are not so obvious, such as problems with health, mental, and vision. That's perfect.
Yeah. Disabilities are situations in your life that affect major life activities. So the easy ones to understand are seeing, hearing, walking, moving. But there's a lot of other things that can happen for people. Some of those hidden disabilities like chronic health.
And most faculty, like engineering professor Dr. Rechtenwald, does not see many students with disabilities in his classes.
As a general whole, most of the time I deal with a disability, I'm getting a note from the Center for Disabilities. And so it's something usually related to test anxiety or perhaps font size, things like that, that are easy to accommodate.
But he has learned to address issues with students that are colorblind, learning not to use red font on important text.
And I was very glad for that because it was clear that I had a red font in a very important place, and it had just never occurred to me that a student could be colorblind and not notice a red font. So I did a little research on my own to figure out what colors I could use and couldn't use.
Now, one concern in the classroom that many professors cannot address is classroom seating. There's ample seats in most lecture halls on campus, but there's not much room for handicapped students up front.
In that big lecture hall they have, I can only sit in the back of the classroom. So if a professor doesn't use his microphone, I can't hear what he's saying. He then has to write on the chalkboard, which I can't see from the back of the class because he writes so small.
For Focal Point, I'm Tyler Clifford.